Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be talking about a nor'easter that'll be developing later today, and that'll be going up along parts of the east coast here. Going to bring some major impacts, blizzard conditions, near hurricane force winds, and snow be measuring in feet, and also for the chance of coastal flooding as well. This storm is going to bring major major problems along parts of the east coast here, from parts of Maryland all the way up into Maine as well. And we'll be going into a little bit detail. We're also going to be checking out some weather balls. Plus, I do have my own snowfall forecast on this system as well. So stay tuned towards the end of the video if you guys want to see the snowfall forecast. Before we get started, if you guys do like weather-related content, you can also subscribe to that channel. We do this stuff here all the time on this channel as well. This is probably going to be the last update on this storm as well. If there's going to be any major change on the forecast, I'll let you guys know as well. So we're gonna get started with the current hazards, and we got blizzard warnings out there. Those are in this red or orange shade. Let me get that. Let me get a different color out. Let's get out green. So it goes into effect for parts of eastern Maine, far southeastern New Hampshire, eastern Massachusetts, Rhode Island, southeastern Connecticut, the eastern half of Long Island, parts of eastern New Jersey, southern Delaware, and southeastern Maryland. Then again, those red boxes or orange boxes, those are blizzard warnings. And then you got these pink shades here. These are winter storm warnings. That goes from eastern Maine down through southeastern New Hampshire, central Massachusetts, most of Connecticut, far southern New York, most of New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, most of Delaware, eastern Maryland, and even including parts of Virginia as well, southeastern Virginia as well. And then you got this blue shade, which includes western Massachusetts, goes up into northern Maine. Those are winter storm watches. And then these purple boxes here, which goes all the way back into Kentucky, are winter weather advisories as well. So those are your current hazards for right now. And some changes we'll probably likely see some of these areas here either get upgraded to a winter storm warning or a winter weather advisory for people that are in that winter storm watch up there as well. We're going to get started with the HRRR model, the latest run, 1812Z. Well, not necessarily the latest run, but the run that we can actually look for the entire event. So models are still continuing to show this double barrel low, and this is not very accurate. It's really due to some of this convection contamination here. And what's trying to do here, then again, is trying to do two different lows, and it's thinking that this big area convection out here is where your center low pressure is going to be. That's where it's actually thinking. In reality, it's going to be back further to the southwest. This is where you got this other low down here. Let me actually do this in red so you guys can see it better. So it's trying to have it up here where you got this big blob of convection. That'd be something for like tropical activity, but this is not going to be a tropical system. Your main low is going to be further to the southwest. That is where it is going to be. So as we kind of plays out here, I mean, either way, even if it shows a little bit of a double barrel row, you're still getting multiple rounds of at times heavy snowfall in some of those regions in there. There we go. We're back to normal in the transparency. Um, you can see here, especially getting into parts of Maine, southeastern New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Long Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. I mean, some of those areas are just going to get heavy snow for hours, and it's going to go on for a long time. And you can see here, it finally gets out of here by Sunday morning. Eventually, it'll get out of Maine at that point. Here's the Hares Nam, which is also trying to show that double barrel low type of thing, but check out some of these snow bands that's spinning out. When you get to those pink colors, those are very heavy snow bands. I mean, snowfall rates in those could be 4 to 5 inches per hour. Now, that's going to be isolated. I think for most people, it's going to be uh, 2 to 3 inches per hour most of the time, but there might be some isolated areas that could get to 4 to 5 inches of snow per hour, which is some very high snowfall rates. And them snowplow drivers are going to have a very hard time keeping up with the roads of keeping it clear. I mean, it would be very tough when you got high snowfall rates like that. Snowfall accumulations can sort of add up fairly quickly in a short period of time. And you do see here how it goes over pretty much almost most of the New England states there, exception for Vermont, which that could be the only state that may be missing out on this in the New England region. But then again, this is definitely looking to be a pretty impressive system, and this is also going to look to be a bomb cyclone as well, where your pressure drops in a short period of time. So this is 17Z on Saturday, 973, and it pretty much drops 1 to 2 millibars per hour, uh, and eventually it finally slows down with the pressure drop really about Saturday night to Sunday morning. It finally starts to calm down with that pressure drop, but at one point it's going to be a bomb cyclone where it just drops pressure in a short period of time as well, or known as bombogenesis is the fancy word for it. Here's the NAM model, and it's also trying to show that double barrel low type of thing, but then again, like I said, it's only going to be one low. It's trying to show if that northern part of convection up there. It's trying to think it's like a low up there, but in reality, it's not going to be. Uh, but even with that double barrel low solution, still a lot of snow is going to impact parts of New England states. So either if it's just going to be one low or two different lows, there's still going to be a lot of snow out there. It really doesn't matter. Either way, going to be two different lows out there. Here's the high-risk Canadian model, and it's also trying to show that same solution there. But then again, it still shows a lot of snow out there for some of the same areas, like we've mentioned as well. So there's a pretty strong agreement with the system here now, at least with the higher resolution model guidance. Okay, to the fun part. Let's talk about snowfall totals. This is the HER model, and you can see those are some pretty high snowfall totals. You got a lot of areas that got over about 2 feet of snow. It's got a very widespread area in Maine, and there's another hot spot in eastern Massachusetts. That's an area that I'm really focused on with this potential, and that is going to be, then again, in eastern Massachusetts. You'll see some of the other model solutions here, and that kind of shows a similar thing here. But you also do notice here, it's going to be a sharp cutoff. You could go from eastern Massachusetts, could be up to 2 feet of snow. Central Massachusetts, it could be, let's say, about 14 inches. And then you go into the western part of Massachusetts, it could be maybe up to 5 inches. So this is going to be a sharp cutoff, and that's going to make forecasting very difficult on the western side here of the snow shield. Because the further west it goes, most of this is going to shift further west. But if it shifts further east, it's going to shift east. So it's going to be very difficult to forecast snowfall amounts. Here's the high-risk NAM, and you can see here it's higher than the HER model. And then again, a lot of snow out there. It's got up to 33 inches of snow in the parts of eastern Massachusetts, which is pretty darn high. Even got another bullseye up in the parts of Maine, which I don't think Maine will get up to that high. I still believe that eastern Massachusetts is going to be your target area for some of the highest snowfall amounts. And here's the NAM here, which I think it's a little bit more, what's the word for it? Accurate. There we go. I think the NAM might be a little bit more accurate when it comes to snowfall amounts here. It's not really high, as high as some of the other models are saying up in Maine, but then again has that bullseye in the parts of eastern Massachusetts. Got it with over 30 inches of snow in some places. Here's the hardest Canadian, and it's not really as impressed here. I think some of these amounts are going to be a little bit too low with some of those snowfall totals as well. And I want to show you guys something with the NAM here, and we're looking at the 500 millibar vorticity. And you notice here, you got this spot here of blue and light blue colors. That's a lot of energy in that area. And usually what happens within that energy or just outside of it, the snow is going to come down really hard. Uh, you can have very high snowfall rates within some of this um, higher amounts of energy up in the parts of the atmosphere, and it will dump a lot of snow. And you can also certainly see that chance for some thunder snow with this system as well. There's certainly that possibility that we could see some thunder snow out of this as well. Not only this system is going to produce a lot of snow, but it's going to produce a lot of wind. This is a European model, Eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. It's showing wind gusts of over 60 miles an hour. That might be a little bit overdone, but even taking it off by a little bit to be more accurate, it's still going to be some strong winds out there. And these winds are going to create blizzard conditions. You're going to have a lot of blowing snow out there. And this is also going to create some big snow drifts out there as well. That's another thing to note, is that measuring snow will actually be a little bit more difficult because of all this blowing snow. You get some big snow drifts out there. It'll be quite difficult to measure some snow out there. Here's the GFS, again, very similar to the European model. Blizzard conditions kind of goes all the way down to parts of the east coast of Delaware and Maryland. That's how far south blizzard conditions could go here. And here's the Harris NAM, very similar to the other models. And here's the ICO model, it's also very similar. So then again, very strong agreement. There is going to be some strong winds out there. It's also going to make it feel much colder out there as well, which it's got temperatures out there um, in the teens in some places. Yeah, deep in the teens. So then with those strong wind gusts, it's going to feel like much colder with those wind chills out there as well. Okay, the thing you guys have been waiting for, my snowfall forecast. So it's been a while since I've done one of these here. Whenever I do snowfall forecast, it's always been locally in my state, but this time I'm going to do it in the Northeast since this is going to be a big storm. And I'm sure some of you guys are interested in what are my thoughts with this system. So, in the light blue area, which includes places like Albany, the eastern part of Washington, D.C., Richmond, Virginia, this is where we can see 3 to 5 inches of snow. In that blue shade, we can see 5 to 8 inches of snow, which includes places like Philadelphia. The purple shade, that's where we can see 8 to 12 inches of snow, which does include New York City. That pink shade, which includes places like Hartford, Connecticut, and I believe Ocean City, New Jersey, or actually Ocean City, Maryland, Atlantic City, New Jersey. There we go. Got those mixed, a little bit mixed up. That's where we could possibly see anywhere from a foot of snow to up as high as 18 inches of snow. And in the red shade, that includes southeastern Maine, southeastern New Hampshire, central Massachusetts, eastern Connecticut, and parts of Rhode Island. And even for Cape Cod, Massachusetts, that's where you can see anywhere from 18 up to 2 feet of snow. And then the bullseye, in that black shade, that includes parts of eastern Massachusetts, northeastern Rhode Island. It also includes places like Boston and Providence. That's where we can see at least 2 feet of snow. There might be a chance where some areas could see up to 3 feet. That's certainly a little bit out there. But either way, there is going to be a lot of snow out there. No guaranteed about it. Now, I will say for areas that's just off to the west here of some of these colors out here, or to be more specific, the light blue shade, you guys can see some snow out of this system if you're closer to it. It's going to be likely to be a higher end amount, so maybe 2 to 3 inches. But I do think most people will see some snow farther to the west out here, but it's probably going to be a widespread coating to maybe an inch. But the closer you get to this light blue shade, slightly higher amounts are going to be out there. As well as that's something I want to note on here as well. So that's pretty much it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little update here on this nor'easter. If you guys like this update video, hit that like button. If you really like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, put in the comment section down below. I answer you guys questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye and have a good day.